Hi guys, it's me, Fekananas, and for those who don't know me, I'm a Skye and KO main, mostly. I play all initiators a lot of the time, but I'm very known for my Skye. I've been in Radiant basically since Valorant Beta, when it was still called Valorant, and I've played over 2000 games of Skye, a lot of official matches, a lot of scrims, team practices, and I've picked up some things that a lot of people haven't picked up yet, to be honest. And I want to share some of those secrets with you. I hope you enjoy it. If you do, press the like and subscribe button. It would really mean a lot. Appreciate you all. Much love as always. And I hope you enjoy. I do have to point out that I'm not going to be going too specific into most abilities except for the flash. And that's just simply because there's a lot of guides explaining those two abilities pretty well. And there's not really much to say about them. So, without further ado, hope you enjoyed the video. So, to start things off, I want to talk about specifically what Skye does in a team, and then we're going to go into abilities, and that's basically going to be it. So, usually as Skye, you're going to be the info gatherer of the team. Usually Skye is combined with Sova or any other initiator, but her role in general would be to gather as much information as possible, and obviously fill in the flasher role whenever that's necessary. So that's why you use your abilities like flash for the info around the corners, and use most of your utility to support your teammates, whether that's with flashing, gathering information, healing them, or any other way. Because the main problem people are gonna encounter as a Skye is balancing out how much you help your teammates and how much you're gonna play for yourself, because you basically have everything in your kit to help your teammates. And if you over push that, you might get them killed, you might get yourself killed holding utility. So that might be the biggest challenge you face, but with the right amount of practice, you should get it done. So, to go through the abilities, the first ability is Regrowth, which is basically heal, nothing special about it. The only thing I want to mention about it is the fact that since a patch a few months ago, you can now heal people through smokes, which wasn't a thing before. I don't think they mentioned it in the patch notes, but yeah, that's the main thing about it. Second ability is the trailblazer. It's basically the dog, even though it's tiger, everyone calls it a dog. And it basically concusses people if you leap into them. And if you hit someone directly, it does 30 damage. The one thing I want to add on top of everything about the trailblazer is the fact that when you get close to the expiration of the duration, you should leap, jump as you leap. So you shouldn't just left click, you should basically jump and then leap, because it's gonna propel you a little further forward than it might get you the few centimeters that you need to concuss the enemy. And that's basically everything there is about these two abilities, and the complicated starts about now. So, flashes. The first thing I've seen when I've seen Skye guides and how to play Skye and everything similar to that is that people curve the flash behind the corner, which is not necessarily a bad thing, especially not if you're playing with the teammates. But if you play for yourself, you should really consider flashing behind yourself, because it's gonna give you an extra 10th or 2/10 of a second bonus that basically they would have if you curve the flash behind the corner. So what I mean by that is basically, if you flash it behind you, you give them a lot less time to dodge the flash, because they cannot hear it, because it's super fast. And especially since like the nerf from the flash popping from 0.25 to 0.3, and then additionally you give them another 10th of a second by curving it behind the corner, you can give enemies a real good chance to dodge your flashes. It might not happen in lower elos, but for me, it happens a lot. Like if I don't do a perfect flash, people are just gonna dodge it or play anti-flash or something like that. And that's why in the most scenarios I would recommend just throwing it behind you, pop it instantly, and by the time you have your gun out, you're already gonna see anyways. So it shouldn't be a big deal, and it's gonna give you a lot more fully flashed kills rather than just curving it behind the corner, which is what a lot of people do. The next thing I want to talk about are fake flashes. So I don't mean to complicate things around this, but if you throw a flash like that, by the time you get your gun out, look how far I've come, okay? So ideally, you don't want to throw a fake flash and go out with it. because by the time you can shoot, you can basically cross this entire area, which is a huge amount of ground to cover and is probably gonna get you killed because people are just gonna turn back towards you. But the ideal way to fake flash is either throw it against the wall, and by the time the flash goes around the corner, you're already gonna have your gun out, like this. Or you just throw it behind yourself. For example, like on the Sente main in that corner, you just throw it there, and it's gonna stay there, and you can even pop it later. So what I mean by that is, you throw it behind yourself, it's a fake flash, people turn away, okay, he didn't pop it, let's turn back to him, and at that moment, you can just pop it behind yourself, and you still have your gun out, and they're either turned away, and you shoot them in the back, or you shoot them while they're fully blinded. So this can be a really strong thing to do. It might be risky a couple of times, but it can work more times than not. So consider trying it. So the thing I've mentioned just now is basically what I call wall riding flashes, okay? So it's basically you go out with the flash and you have your gun out. And that's what I said for the fake flash. But at the same time, what you can do, it can be very similar to just do a normal flash, because it's gonna curve the corner. And just as it turns the corner, you can already pop it, you can see it pop, but you're not gonna get flashed by it. And you already have your gun out. That's the main strength of this, because the pull-out weapon after you throw the flash, and after you stop controlling it, is 0.75 seconds, which is a long time. So if you throw the flash like this, pop it around the corner, potentially flash yourself like this, but just in general, like throw it like this, and you have your gun out. So basically what the enemies have the option is turn away and shoot them in the back, or they look towards you and they get fully flashed, which is a really strong combination, which is ideally how you want to play Skye. You put yourself in a position where the enemy has no good choices, which is basically either fake flashing and they turn away, or you just, you know, throw a flash and you pop it behind the corner and you have your gun out, or just give them a flash that basically they cannot dodge. It's stuff like this that makes Skye like a super flexible, super interesting agent to me. That's why I picked her in the first place. And yeah, you should try to use this like as much as possible. Even when you flash for your teammates, like you can just line up the flashes like this, pops behind. You can also, I don't know, throw it like into the short. Like there's a million ways to do this. Just throw it towards the wall and you already have your gun out by the time you fight. So you should really consider learning this technique. It's super useful. The only thing I would warn you about is not throwing it straight at the wall, because they're gonna get stuck. But even that can be used to your benefit. Like I explained before, throwing it in that corner, it's just gonna stay there. And then you can also flash once you're already out. And the last thing I wanna briefly touch on is ultimate with your flash. So for example, you use your ultimate in the middle of the round, it's a 3v3, and all three of your seekers go towards the main, right? You use it, they start traveling. And at the same time, if you throw the flash, and basically all three of the seekers find enemies in the A main area, and you pop the flash at the same time, you're basically gonna give enemies no other options but to be blinded. So, what I mean by that is, they're either gonna turn away and get blinded by your seekers, or they're gonna eat the flash and break your seekers. Either way, it's a lose scenario for them, because you give them no good options. Again, like I explained before, you wanna give enemies as little room to play, I guess. And just, yeah, it's a super strong combo that's gonna work like 95% of the time. At least it works for me, and that's in Radiant, so it should be working like a charm for everyone. So basically what you do, use your ult, use the flash behind the corner, and just go out with both. Trust me, you're gonna get a lot of kills this way. So don't use this just at the beginning of the round in the 5v5s, but in the middle of the round it can be super strong to get people to catch them off guard, especially like in 1v1s. It can be super strong, or 2v1s or something like that. So yeah, that's about it. So to sum it up, what you want to do as Skye most of the time is gather information for your team, support your teammates as much as possible, communicate with them, give them information, what you know, what you hear, what you see, and try to peel them with the flashes as much as possible, heal them whenever it's possible, whenever they need it. But also, when it comes to playing for yourself, be ready to play, like have some techniques down, have some flashes, some trick flashes that are gonna help you out in very unique scenarios. It's gonna help you out a lot. And if you like this video, make sure to leave it a like, drop a sub, would really mean a lot. Appreciate it all. Thank you guys for watching to the end if you still stuck here. And yeah, I'm gonna have a lot more guides coming out. Hope you enjoyed and have a good evening. Much love. Bye bye.